Here's my mom. She's kind of shy around cameras.
They're like those animals that find like a trail.
Hello! Hello!
What's up, guys? Today we're going to be setting up this tent up here, and it's going to be looking out on this water.
Like, subscribe, hit that bell.
I hate you guys.
Also, follow the TikTok Geoff Heith.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Everybody got it all out of their system?
Maybe. Yeah.
All right, arrived at our campsite. Time to set up the tent. This is our camping spot for the weekend. Truck pulled up right next to the lake. There's the boat, lake. The little kids are gonna sleep in here tonight. So they got their little tent set up in here, their little tent, that's what they're calling it, their little canopy tent. So a couple of blow-up air mattresses there with their sleeping bags, their pillows, little stuffies, all those kinds of things. So they'll be right below us when me and the wife are up there. So we'll see how it does with two people sleeping in a two-man tent. You know how that goes. All right, first night in the tent together. Naomi, how was it?
It was really good. Yeah, it was very comfy. One of the comfiest camping experiences, I think.
Yeah, it's definitely better than a tent for sure.
Mm-hmm.
We were surprisingly, like, it's chilly outside right now, but we're actually really warm in there. The tent seemed to keep the heat in pretty good with two people in there, so we feel pretty warm. I was almost too warm last night, so
Yeah,
which is
me
good.
too.
But it's still a canvas tent, so I'm sure it would get colder on a colder night, but
Yeah, it's surprising though, because usually when I'm camping, I'm cold.
yeah, and I
And I
felt
was
warm.
warm. Like, I'm like, oh, feeling warm right now.
So that was good. So first night, success.
Yeah, and it's beautiful. Look at the view.
All right, just got back from our actual first camping experience in this rooftop tent, but I just wanted to go through this rooftop tent and everything that it comes with in detail for you. So let's jump into that right now. Right up there on top of my canopy is a rooftop tent from Alibaba. And if you haven't watched the first video about the canopy that I put underneath that rooftop tent, I'll put a link right up here so you can watch that to talk about the canopy I built from Alibaba. It's got a lot of great comments, a lot of great feedback, so thank you for that. And so I said in that video I had a rooftop tent that I ordered at the same time, and this is that rooftop tent. This rooftop tent was about $4.99 from Alibaba. With the canopy, the rooftop tent, and shipped to my door is about $2,500. The shipping alone was, I think, $499, but that's shipped from China right to my door in a rural community here in British Columbia. Now this tent, the reason it got me interested is because if you've seen, I think they're called roof nests on Amazon. They're the best-selling rooftop tent on Amazon. This is exactly the same as the roof nest on Amazon. And on Amazon, they're $1,999. But like I said, I got this one for $500. First thing I wanted to do was to show you how quick it is to set up this rooftop tent. So let's jump into that right away. Okay, so this will be a real-time setup of this tent from start to finish. Here we go.
You know how this goes. Fumble a bag.
set up. All right, let's go through a few of the things on this rooftop tent that I really like. As you can see, that setup was so fast, so quick. These posts, as you could tell at the very beginning there, I always forget which way to put them in, but you put them into this little hole right here, and then you clip it up into the little grommet that is up top there on the rain fly. So do this part first, then the rain fly just hooks into the grommets there. So 4 posts that you put around. As well, you have this wonderful rubber band here. That is what helps fold it back up. I'll show you that in just a little bit. There are gas struts, which pops the roof right up on its own. So the weight of the gas strut will just pop up the roof on its own. You don't have to push it very hard. Another fun feature that it has is when you are done, and I'll show you this again once I'm putting this away, is you pull this cord and that's what helps you pull the roof down. So the actual size of the whole tent, it's 52 inches wide by 83 inches long, and when it's folded up, it's about 7 inches thick. So super narrow, super small. It's rated as a 2 to 3 man tent. You know that's always lying. It's 2 man, and it's comfortable as a 2 man. Me and my wife slept in there. I am a bigger boy, and she's a small lady, and we got in there perfectly fine. We were close to each other. We were touching most of the night, which is fine because we're married, right? Comfortably, 1 person, you have lots of room in there. 2 people, you're up against each other, but it's very nice, very cozy, and we felt like we had room. I am 5'10", 5'11". If you're 6 feet or over, this might be a little small for you, so just keep that in mind. 6 feet, I think, would be the max. 6'1", maybe. But my toes were not touching when my head was at the front. But if you are a taller person, this is probably not the one for you. All right, let's go explore inside of the tent. Let's go up our little ladder here and explore inside. We're inside here, so I'm at the top here. I'm on my knees, so there is headroom this way. If you look, there are 1, 2, 3 windows. They all have fine mesh to put down, so you just zip them up like you normally would with a tent. So it's got some YKK zippers, that 2 different sets. So one side is your screen door, and they go super easy. So fine mesh, kind of like no-see-um size, which is great for up here. We have tons of no-see-ums. If you don't know what a no-see-um is, they're the worst kind of bug. You have tons of pockets and storage right here. So 6 pockets right here, plus another 2 on this side, 2 on this side. So 3 doors in, you can choose where you want to put your ladder. There's little Allen key bolts that you can use to position your ladder. I put mine on the side because I have a tailgate that I want to get into. But if you have a car that you're not using the tailgate, or a truck that you don't have to use the tailgate for, you can put to the door right at the very back, which is what a lot of people do, which is great. Now this is the little add-on extra that is probably my favorite feature, because it's just a little bit of technology in here that's fun. If you get yourself a power bank right here, this comes with LED lights. There's strip lights that go up and down the side. They are dimmable as well, so you can turn them down, you can turn them all the way back up, and you just get yourself a little power bank like this one, and you're all set. And you have some lights for nighttime. You have tons of storage, like I said, here and here. The one thing I would say that you should add is another mattress in here. So the mattress that it came with is about 2.5, 3 inches thick. Again, I'm a bigger gentleman. I found it uncomfortable. I was still getting a little bit of like numb hip, so I added a mattress topper here. Ask them when you buy your tent if they can throw in an extra mattress on top of the mattress that they already put in there, which would be great. And lastly, I want to show you how dark it is in here when you have the blackout sides put up on this tent. All right, so this is with the LED lights on. This is same lighting. Haven't touched anything on here. It will go pitch black in here. This was the biggest thing we noticed when we were camping in it last night and the night before, was the thing that usually wakes you up when you're camping is the sunlight. It was pitch black in here, and we actually slept till I think 8:30, 8:40. Even our kids slept late, which was unbelievable. So having the blackout in here was remarkable. The other thing that we noticed when we were in this is we were really warm. Like we said already, we were surprisingly warm. There are air vents up here, but if you're feeling super warm, you can just unzip part of this, because there's two sets of zippers, and you can just have part of your mesh up to get some air circulation going. Like most tents, it has that option as well. So I thought that was pretty great. How warm we were and how dark it was in here were total plus signs for us as campers who wake up early but don't always want to wake up early. Another feature is it has all these tie downs here, which allow you to put up the mesh nets. They're on the front here, they're on the sides as well. So if you want to roll this up like this, they have all these little elastic bands here. You just put it through like that. It stays up. Pros for this, for me, after 3 nights now in it, I did 2 different trips. This one was solo, one was with my wife. Pros, how fast it sets up. Amazing. How dark it is in there when you're sleeping. The LED light extra is great. This is ripstop waterproof fabric as well, so it should be fine with the weather when it rains up here on the North Island. I'll do some more tests once it actually starts raining here, because it's a summertime right now. We'll give it a try. We'll do a little update on there. Some cons: you need another mattress in there for sure. One thing that happened just this last trip, I'll show you. We were setting up the tent for the first night, and the ground we were on was a little uneven, and there's these hooks right here that hook on to the side of the tent right here on these brackets right here. So right there. Well, my best guess is the ladder was, like I said, on uneven ground. And so when we stepped on it, it put some uneven pressure on those brackets. And one of these right here busted off of the ladder, which was supposed to go right here. So there's little pop rivets right here that they have. You can see on this side. This is supposed to go there. Those just snapped off. I have messaged the seller from Alibaba about it to see what they say about that. I'm guessing mostly user error, so don't put it on uneven ground. But you know, those little pop rivets on a thin piece of aluminum ladder, need to strengthen that up, I think. Another sort of semi-con was with 2 of us sleeping in there. We had, because it was colder in the evenings, we had both of the doors up to do that blackout. But the vents up top there that I showed you, they're not huge, and so there was a lot of condensation. The walls were wet when we woke up in the morning, which is no big deal. You just put down the doors of the day and you let it air out. But on a very wet day, if you had that condensation and it's wet on the outside and a little wet on the inside, might not be ideal. But as long as you get a little ventilation going in there, I think once we find our rhythm and how much venting we need, I think it'll work a whole lot better. And you can also get those like silica beads that you can put in there, have a little fan going, because we have that little power unit there, so we can get like a USB powered fan to kind of just get some air circulating. I think that will solve a lot of those condensation issues. Couple little installation notes. When I bought this canopy, this is a new canopy from them, and it has these low profile rails here that you put on top. When I ordered the tent and the canopy, the hardware that they gave me to put on top of these rails was meant for rails that sit taller. This is like a low profile kind of railing system. So the bolts that they sent me were about 3-4 millimeters too long. So make sure you ask them for shorter bolts for this kind of low profile setup, if that's what you have. I ended up just going to the hardware store. It cost me $3 for new bolts. It was no problem. There's tons of videos about installing a rooftop tent like this online, so I'm not going to go through the install. It's essentially just slides through these rails right here with the nuts and bolts on these like special little things that slide in there and hold it down, and then you just cinch it up. It is a bit of a pain in the ass to kind of get a wrench in there and tighten things up. But once you got it on there, it's easy. I just want to show you a few things that I did that will help you as well if you do this beforehand. It was hard. It weighs about 150 pounds. So with 2 people, you definitely need 2 people to put this on top of your truck or car. But there's no handles on the side here, so it's just really awkward to like lift up because it's beveled on the edge here. Once you kind of get it here, it's hard to like move your hands. So what I ended up doing was going on Amazon and finding these handles. I'll put a link in the bottom here. And I installed these handles on the side. The screw attachments that they have that come with these handles, they don't fit in these grooves. So I ended up having to get M8 12 millimeter nuts and bolts that kind of Allen key onto here. So I'll put a link to those as well. So grab these 2 handles. I grabbed 4 altogether. These help you when you're trying to put them on, but also if you're trying to like move stuff around, get up on the side of the truck, these handles are really nice to have there. Having extra M8 screws, I think M8 12 millimeter is what you need to get into these grooves. You can start attaching tons of accessories on here. You can put a canopy on the side that kind of wraps around. You can do your shower system on the side here. So these grooves are meant to attach things into the edges here. So M8 screws, 12 millimeter with the square bolts is what you want. The square ones, not round ones. Square ones is what you want to put on there. Make sure everything is stainless steel. I think that's everything I can show you about this tent. I've been in it 3 times now, 3 nights I've spent in it. 1 night with the mattress they provided, 2 nights now with the extra topper I put on there. Definitely more comfortable with the extra topper, so definitely recommend that. So please take note, take note. I think that's all I got for you guys right now. I'm going to take this thing down now in real time to show you how quick it is to tear down as well. So let's do that. Done. 2.5 minutes to set up, about 2 minutes to tear down. That ain't half bad, because we all know the worst part about tenting, the worst part about camping is the setup and tear down. The stuff in between is the great stuff. The setup and take down. So when you have a system like this that's super fast, really quick, especially in bad weather, it just makes camping so much more enjoyable when you can do it quick, do it fast, get comfortable, get warm, get sleeping well. My favorite thing about this tent is it looks good. On top of the canopy, it's low profile. It's not one of those big kind of square boxes that you put on top of trucks that you saw at the beginning of rooftop tents that kind of came out in the early 2010s, whenever it was. It's low profile, it looks slim, it looks nice. I just like the way it looks on my truck. I like how quick it is to set up. This is my first time being a rooftop tent camper. So my long-term review of this will come in 6 months, the same time as I'm going to do the long-term review on the canopy. But so far, so good. And for the price that you get from Alibaba, it was, I think, incredible. The seller I used, she was super helpful, really knowledgeable, and she got me a great deal. So if you want that link, the link will be down in the description to the seller that I used in China, because I know that's the thing that people are most scared about with using Alibaba is, who do you use? Are you going to get scammed? I read on one of the things that someone ordered a electric scooter and they got a belt sent to them instead. So sometimes it can be pretty scammy on Alibaba if you don't know who you're using. But this is a reputable seller. I found them through someone else that I saw them using their product. I went and talked with them. So hopefully this is a little bit of an endorsement, short-term endorsement about this product. I'll give you a long-term one in 6 months and let you know how it's going. But so far, so good. So if you have any questions, drop a comment in the comment section. I'll be sure to get back to you as best as I can. Keep it positive, keep it light, keep it nice, because we don't need those people in our lives, the negative ones, the terrible ones. Just be nice and kind, because the world is better when you're nice. That's what I think anyways. Be nice to each other. And my battery is flashing saying I'm all out of time. So thanks so much for watching, friends. Like my kid and wife said at the very beginning, like, subscribe, hit that ding-a-ling notification bell when a new video drops. I'll be posting videos about my adventures in this truck with the canopy and the tent, along with all the other stuff I do in my life, doing photos and videos up here on North Vancouver Island and in BC, Canada, and all the places I get to travel for work. Hope to take you along. Thanks for watching. Catch you later.